Holly asked about tingling limbs. So she said that as she falls asleep at night, very often she'll wake up and her arms and sometimes her legs will be asleep, that prickly pin tingling feeling. And sometimes it doesn't happen at all, and then sometimes it happens multiple times during the night, and it's so bad that it wakes her up. So I know Holly very well, and I've talked to her about this. But just for anyone watching who needs this advice, please know that I'm not a doctor. This does not substitute for professional medical knowledge. And I do recommend that if some of these things that I mentioned don't work, that you go see a doctor yourself. But I'm going to give you some reasons why you might have tingling limbs and then some suggestions to fix that. So number one, oh, by the way, these tingling limbs are one of these things, just like headaches, right? Where there are dozens of potential causes. There are probably 30 potential causes for tingling limbs at night. I'm going to go through the top 3 or 4 that I think are most common and most easily treatable. But again, this is not a comprehensive list. So number one is fluid retention. A lot of people don't realize that if your body's retaining water, that pressure is building up in your limbs, and that pressure causes the tingling sensation. It's actually pressure on your arteries and your veins because of the water that you're retaining. So if this is the case, you may want to cut back on your sodium or drink more water, which sounds opposite, right? If you're retaining fluid, you think, oh, I don't want to drink more water, but that's actually the case. You want to drink more water to flush your system out from the excess sodium that you could be consuming. And also, exercise really helps with fluid retention. So if you exercise, you sweat it out, you get rid of that buildup, that pressure that's building in your arteries because of fluid retention. Now, I did talk to Holly after she asked this question, and she was able to correlate that several times when she was experiencing this tingling at night, she had eaten at restaurants the night before or the day. She ate at a restaurant for dinner, and then her arms would tingle at night. And so we are hypothesizing that this is the case for her because, as you well know, restaurant foods, restaurant meals have about 50% more sodium as well as calories and saturated fat than the average home-cooked meal. So we think for her that's probably the issue, sodium. However, I'm going to talk about 2 more potential causes for this. If you just joined, we're talking about tingling limbs during sleep. So another potential cause is just poor circulation. Some people just have sluggish circulation overall. That's how they're born. And at rest, when you're sitting in a chair for too long, or if you're sleeping, you will lose some of the solid circulation to your extremities, which makes you feel like you're tingling. So if you think that's the issue for you, I would suggest taking a turmeric capsule. I've mentioned before I take turmeric every night. It's a great anti-inflammatory and it helps your circulation. Or ginger as well. Ginger is great for speeding up circulation. So you could do that. You could even do like a little light stretch, particularly stretching out your pecs. Like if you go, you can't see me, if you go in a door frame like this and press backwards, that would be a great stretch to do before you go to bed. Just kind of, rolling your neck out, circling your shoulders, things like that would be really, really great. Okay, very last potential solution that I'm going to go over with this is a vitamin B deficiency, B as in boy. This is really linked to, or often linked to, tingling extremities as well. And if you suspect that's the issue, you can just take a vitamin B complex. I'll post a link to all the supplements that I recommend here in the comments. There are many other causes, like I mentioned, hormonal imbalances, things like this. So if I had tingling extremities, I would do these couple things, try them out, see if it helps. If it does, awesome. If not, then you probably want to go seek professional medical advice.